Happy 4th of July, Patriots. Appreciate all y'all tuning in with us today. And happy Independence Day to everybody here in America, guys. We have a killer 10 at 10 lined up for you today. I think you're going to enjoy it. There's a lot of cool stuff returning. I'm Matt, that's my brother Tim.
And we're MrMaple.com, a mail-order Japanese maple nursery. We ship directly to your door. And we're going to talk about 10 trees we can ship to your door today. They list at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mr. Maple.
All right, guys, let's get into it. First off, we've got Amber Ghost.
Guys, Amber Ghost is a selection by Talon Buckholtz. It's one of his favorites of the Ghost series, and it has a really nice amber hues in it in the early spring.
I love this one. The fall colors are great. I consider it my favorite member of the Ghost series. To me, it has the best form, best heat tolerance, best fall color, and outstanding spring color. So I love this one all around. It's durable. It's our most heat tolerant one of that reticulated variety. I love its growth rate too, typically over a foot of growth a year. Nice form to it, tends to fill out quite nicely into a nice round canopy. Tends to be typically around 10 foot, even in 10 years. You know, really dense habit to it. Love this one for the fall color though. You get some brick reds to oranges in the fall. Really exquisite, changing from that weird amber hues, which I think pair exceptional with anything Japanese maple related.
Now, if you're new to Japanese maples and you hear us say the Ghost series, they all have a reticulated variegation. This means you see the veins more prominently on the leaves than the other parts of the foliage. This creates a dynamic variegation that is really eerie and really special. Plant this tree up somewhere close, you can go up and enjoy the reticulated variegation on this Japanese maple. Amber Ghost, it's a rock star. It's heat tolerant, it's easy to grow, the exceptional form, good fall colors, and the colors it provides all throughout the summer with those amber hues coming across this, it's an awesome Ghost.
It's a great tree. Don't be afraid of this one. Don't be afraid of no ghost. You're going to love it in the garden. Grab you an Amber Ghost back at Mr. Maple today. Guys, we are bringing back Tiger Rose.
Tiger Rose is another reticulated selection by Talon Buckholtz. It has green foliage, almost like a lemon lime kind of color in the early spring with dark green veins. It is exceptional.
Love this one. One of the first ones after Mikazuki that Talon introduced that didn't get a ghost distinction. It does have that great reticulation to it. The original one is there at the Flora Farm near Buckholtz Nursery. Really cool to see it up against the house there. Love that plant. This one is exceptional for that lime greening, that veining going on. Great fall colors too. Tends to be very durable for us. I've had this one in a good bit of sun here in western North Carolina for a while. Just an all-around great plant. The variegation on this one has that lined reticulation, more of a lime green early. If you can give this one late day shade, you can hold that color later into the summer.
I remember when we bought Dad a Tiger Rose for Christmas. We're like, here Dad, Merry Christmas. He's like, guys, I've already got 100 varieties. You know, and Matt and I, that's when Matt and I realized that we were starting getting really crazy about this. But Tiger Rose does this really cool thing where it's a really prolific bloomer. And don't think it was actually named because of the red blossoms that it hangs off of this. But it sort of adds to that name because it does get this rosy red blossom and lots of clusters all across this tree in the early spring on a mature Tiger Rose.
Grab you a tiger by the tail, guys. You're going to love Tiger Rose. Bringing it back to Mr. Maple. We're also bringing back some exceptional conifers right now. Add to your conifer collection, guys. We got Pinus strobus, Angel Falls.
Angel Falls is an exceptional weeping white pine. So it's a native selection of a white pine that has an extraordinarily cascading habit.
I love this one. Stake it up, let it root weep down. Kind of think of it as like the white pine rhyusin a little bit. So you want to stake it about as tall as you want to get it. Let it make some amazing shapes there in the garden. You can get pretty creative, guys. You can let this one flow over small areas of the garden. You can make, you know, some evergreen canopies with it. It's quite unique in its design. It is a dwarf, so it doesn't get super big, but over time you can make some incredible shapes with Angel Falls.
Yeah, I mean, staking this up and then letting it just cascade over a walkway, fun way to grow this thing. It's an evergreen that adds a unique presence in the landscape year-round. Excellent to pair with your Japanese maples. Main thing with conifers, give them good drainage.
This one has a very elegant approach because of that pendulous nature. I saw someone create a structure one time. It almost looked like a little angel there in the landscape. I love it. It's very delicate looking, but it's very durable. I mean, it pairs great with Japanese maples because of that weeping form. Looks great next to lace leaves, but it's a white pine that's really going to bring you a lot of different textures. And you can kind of play with this one. It's a little bit more malleable. You can kind of play with the shape of this one, create something unique in your landscape with an Angel Falls.
Guys, next up, we've got Acer Pomatum Nishigawa. But guess what, guys? These are rooted cuttings, meaning these are on their own roots. So you bonsai people, you're about to go crazy.
They've been begging for it for years. They've been begging for it. Everybody's been saying, give us some pine barks as rooted cuttings. Well, guys, these are great sizes. We can't guarantee you the shapes. I mean, a lot of these have foliage down low. You can see these are designed for bonsai. These are right out the gate, ready for bonsai, not grafted. Rooted cuttings of Acer Pomade of Nishikigawa. One of the best pine bark interest Japanese maples. These are super heat tolerant, great fall color, all around great plants. But guys, rooted cuttings, ready for your bonsai mastery to take place.
Guys, it's not common that we offer rooted cuttings here on Mr. Maple. We got the chance to be able to offer these, and I said, heck yeah. This is one of those cool plants that just adds in the landscape, adds that old presence. And that's why people love it for bonsai. It's because it looks like a 100-year-old tree in a short time frame, 10, 15 years. I mean, it's an exceptional tree all the way around, but if you're putting this for a container or for bonsai, Nishikigawa, it's a rock star.
Grab you one of these, you might get it in your garden, you might look at it yourself, and you might also say, heck yeah, I love bonsai. Get your Mr. Miyagi on today. We've got some rooted cuttings, y'all.
Now back to more grafted plants. We've got Acer Pomatum, Benny Hoshi.
Benny Hoshi, AKA Ruby Stars. Awesome plant, y'all. Introduction by Del Laux. This one has that green veining with that bright ruby foliage. One of my favorite characteristics of this is that it goes from that bold, weird red color to a golden yellow in the fall. I think it's such a cool characteristic of this nice compact dwarf. Really should be used more. For most people's gardens, this is gonna be the perfect small red.
Yeah, and the best thing about this small red is it's upright as it does it. So it gives a unique foliage with that Aminum style foliage. It gets some green veins in there too. So it gives some good contrast with the red color. I mean, this is an awesome, upright, small dwarf Japanese maple that's gonna add a little bit of ruby stars in your life.
I saw that foliage and I said, heck yes.
Heck yes, I love it.
We got the Oculus Draconis, y'all. Bringing it back.
Now this is a Pinus densiflora Oculus Draconis. You may see Oculus Draconis as something that you see in many different pines. So there's an Oculus Draconis, Pinus thunbergii. I've seen Oculus Draconis in other species as well. The Japanese red pine, the Pinus densiflora, is one of the most striking of those dragon eye pines.
We were at the Bullington Garden Centers and we were walking around the fairy gardens and they have clues for where the different gnomes are. So my kids were walking around screaming at me, where's the Japanese red pine? And I thought, like, this is the most Mr. Maple video ever. Like, I got my kids out here and they're yelling at me to tell them where the trees are at. Guys, this is a fun red pine. I love the variegation on it. It's one of the most striking variegations you'll find in a conifer. Oculus Draconis, just cool out the gate. Sounds like some House of Dragon stuff right there. You got the dragon eye pine. It's got exceptional yellow to white green variegation going on over that darker green coloration. It just is exceptional. You don't need a lot to contrast with this because the tree looks great on its own. You're going to want to give it some protection in some of the hotter zones for that late afternoon sun, but it's exceptionally durable, exceptionally colorful. I mean, you get this, you pair this with a red lace leaf, you've got an amazing garden going on already. That level of sophistication, you've already hit it.
Now, in some of the hot climates, you may need some protection from the hot afternoon sun because this will get so white.
4 hots.
Yeah, it will get so white on the needles that will burn. But I've seen this tree growing in full sun in many climates, thriving and doing well, and just putting on that show of super white needles.
You're gonna love it. You can grow it in the ground or in a container, Oculus Draconis. Let's bring back another fan favorite. Talk about things that are fun to say. We went from Oculus Draconis to Hanezu Hagoromo.
The orange Hagoromo, this tree leaves out in the early spring as a bright orange, then going to a yellow. With some sunlight, it holds that yellow color long throughout the spring and the summer.
What do they call this one in Japan?
Hanezu Hagoromo.
Bless you. I love this plant. Golden oranges and yellows going on over that angel feather style leaf, guys. Nice dense canopy to it as well. I love that dense compact habit. I've got a 7-year-old, dude. Come on. I love this plant. I got to hit with the dad jokes this morning. Love this one. It tends to be very nice round canopy to it as it fills out, which is a little different than Benny Hagoromo, which wants to stretch out and get tall. This one wants to be more of a rounded canopy to it. Love it for that yellow. It gives you a different texture, but also a nice yellow in the landscape.
Now we've got a full cultivar highlight. We did this last year in Oregon. You should go check that out. We also have a full breakdown on the sessilifolium group, the angel feather Japanese maples. Cool thing to go check out. It's one of my favorite types of Japanese maples. This is by far one of the shortest and widest in that group. So it stays short and gets some width to it. an amazing, unique specimen that's going to add some of that yellow-orange color in the garden.
Heck yeah. Love it. What do we got next? All right, guys, let's bring out another Japanese white pine. I don't think we've offered this one before on Mr. Maple. It could be the ideal plant for your garden. We got Gimborden's Ideal.
Yeah, Gimborden's Ideal, never been offered here on Mr. Maple. First time we're offering it. It's very unique in that fact that it has longer needles for a Pinus parviflora, the Japanese white pine. But wait, it doesn't stop there. This tree has a very tight, dense, narrow habit that fits in small spaces.
Yeah, it can give you the ideal tree if you're looking for something that's very tufted and very conical in its overall habit. You know, if Gimborden was asking me if we should put this in a soggy spot, I'd be like, Gimborden, that's not ideal for it. If he was asking about maybe putting it in like a shady spot, I'd also say, hold up, Gimborden. That's not ideal. This tree needs a little bit more sun. Love this conifer, love the color shades it brings. Again, not one we typically consider variegated, but it has that two-tone blue and green foliage that gives it a very variegated look to it to me. I love it, and it could be the ideal plant for your garden if you're looking for a conical, tuft conifer that has that evergreen nature to it, but an ideal shape.
Now, Gimborden's Ideal is one of those cool plants. Many of the Pinus parviflora spread outwards. They've got a lot of horizontal growth to it. Gimborden's creates a very strong central leader that grows very straight upward, giving it that very conical, that narrow shape. It just fits in those small places in the garden, makes it easy to use.
Thanks, Gimborden, for the ideal plant. All right, guys, we've got some 6 gallons of Acer Pomatum Strawberry Spring. You guys are always asking for bigger sizes. Guess what? Mr. Maple is bringing them, guys. Our newer boxes allow us to ship some great big plants. We've got some 6 gallons of a new introduction, Strawberry Spring.
Selection by Talon Buckle. It's one of my favorite selections of his, what Matt and I coined the new ghosts. That's trees that he introduced with that reticulated variegation after he quit putting the name Ghost on many of his Japanese maples. The pink color on this in the spring is outrageous. Go check out our full cultivar breakdown we did on Strawberry Spring at the Flora Farm in Oregon, seeing a specimen in the landscape of Strawberry Spring.
Amazing spring colors on this one. That one really blows me away. That neon pink, it's getting in the full sun there. Typically give this one some late day shade to hold its colors the best. You know all about this one if you're a longtime watcher of our show. Go watch our breakdown on all the new ghosts, see where we rank it. Absolutely love Strawberry Spring, and you can get you some great sizes, guys. These are excellent. I mean, these are a good looking plant, something already well established. We can get these right to your doorstep. Check them out today on MrMaple.com. All right, y'all, another Talon Buckholz introduction dropping today in 10 gallons. Talon's favorite green lace leaf of them all. He offers this one a good bit at the farm. Guys, we're bringing out Spring Delight.
Yeah, Spring Delight. This tree in the early spring has purple nails on each and every lobe of the lace leaf. It is outstanding weeping selection that gets wider than tall, typically reaching 6 to 8 foot in width by about 3 to 4 foot in height.
Great sizes on these right now, guys. We're bringing out these 10 gallons. They're instant impact. They're the instant gratification sizes. When you grab those 10s, you're gonna get a tree that's already 8 to 10 years old, already got that well-established size to it. I love this one. It's very heat tolerant. It's been a heat tolerant as waterfall for us, even somewhere like Columbia, South Carolina. It does lose that purple border a little faster in heavy sun, but I love that shade that it comes out with in early spring. I love this one in the fall too, where you get yellows to oranges going on. Exceptionally durable, exceptionally colorful. You're gonna love grabbing a Spring Delight today.
Guys, this is such a cool plant. You're gonna love it. We're having an open house coming up here in July. Check out our details on MrMaple.com. We've got the full details right there.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.